You have a happy dancing baby here. Remember that thing? Then you have an unhappy baby here. The un in unhappy is the prefix. Thank you for joining me today and welcome to my channel where we do all kinds of projects and challenges that are Python related. For our Leetcode problem number 14, we are solving for the longest common prefix. And Leetcode did not give any hints to this problem, so we're on our own, people, but we can do this. We just have to believe in ourselves. Are you pumped? Do you believe? Good. Okay, let's first talk about itertools. Itertools has a Takewhile function that takes an item from an iterable or a sequence while the predicate is true. This function comes out of the category of terminating iterators, where the output cannot be used directly and has to be converted into another iterable form, like a list. Let's start coding and see what we get. I've already imported the itertools module here, and I brought over our strings, our string of words, I should say. The very first one that we're going to talk about is the Takewhile function. I've already written out defined our method here, and this function incorporates lambda. So it's really short and cute. I don't know. What we first have to do is return an empty string if our list is empty. So let's go ahead and do that. So if not strings, oops, no, there's no G. If not strings, we're just going to return an empty string. So, and I have my notes here that keeps me on track because all of you know I need to be kept on track. For my safety and yours, okay? So, all right, in one line, we can return the number of elements in our string that are the same. And we're going to use set and zip in a lambda function for less code. So to see this in action, go to zip.py. So let's just actually, okay, I'm going to type this out first real quick, and then we'll go over to zip.py so I can kind of show you. I already typed that up, and all we have to do is hit a couple print statements and voila, you can see it in action. Okay, so we're going to create a variable here, which equals our len. Actually, this is going to return the len of a list. And then we're going to put in our itertools and our beautiful Takewhile. And then it's going to be lambda x. Our len of set x equals at least 1. And then our second argument is zip asterisk. Oops, zip asterisk string. I love the zip asterisk function. It's really cool. And then that looks pretty right. And then what's left is to return our elements that match. This can be on the same line. And so all we're doing is just returning the first element of strings by the last two, which is our max pre-len. And then we just print our solution, right? We print, oh no, it's not solution. I'm endeavoring to keep the name of the function the same as it is in Leetcode because I'm always used to just typing in solution, and I'm gonna try and be a little bit more, what do you call that? In sync, right? With the website I'm solving problems on. So longest common prefix strings. Let's run it. Yes, there it is. FL is the longest common prefix. Woohoo! Oh, I was going to show you zip pi. Okay. Zip pi. Okay, so this is what actually the lambda function is doing. So I just put string set, same thing of our words for X and zip. And so if we print out for X, it's iterating through. For those who are not familiar with the zip asterisk, so as you can see, it's giving us, it's taking, what it's taking is the words and putting them parallel. You can see how they're running parallel here. So we have flow, flow, flow. It's going only to as long as it's being repeated. I don't know if I'm explaining that correct. But now if we print the set, which eliminates the duplicates, if you know what set does, that's it. See, you can see here, FL are the two common letters or characters in our string. And that's kind of the little bit of the background of what the lambda function is doing over in our original file out of PyCharm. So that's it. We're on to our next example. Let's go. Hey there. If you made it this far and enjoy what you're seeing, why not subscribe? I upload fresh content all the time. Thanks for watching. For our second example, let's try a recursive method. We'll start the same way by just checking if there's an empty string, which I've already copied over for the sake of time. And since we're using recursion, and that means we're needing the function to call itself, we'll need to add a new stipulation that our list of strings needs to have at least one element in it. Let's go ahead and code that stipulation. If len of strings equals 1, then we're just going to return the first element. Okay, whoops. Okay, let's move on to our next. Now we can find our prefix by creating 3 variables, but we're going to put those 3 variables on the same line because we can, which is really cool. In Python, I don't know about other languages, and I never think to do this. I'm always creating 3 variables, but I really don't have to. I can just put them all on the same line. It's pretty Pythonic. So we're going to create a left, a right, and our index is going to equal our first element on the left. And then we're going to recursively call itself with our next variable, or I mean our next element, which is actually after the left. We're going to the right, and it's going to be 1. And then our index, the I is 0. This is our counter. We're creating a counter here. And then we need to create our while loops by comparing the lengths of each variable, and then make sure that they match each other. Or, you know, if it has, we're putting in a couple of ands, so not ors, ands. So let's see, and it's going to be while. We're going to throw in it, we're going to put it in a while loop. While our len, oops, L and I is less than our len to the right, and left x equals our right index. And then this is our counter. We're going to add it. Oops, I meant to put that on how many that is. My directions are kind of maybe not the smartest way to do this, but that's okay. And then at this point we're just returning because we just need to return the longest matching elements for each word in the string, not character, each word in the string. So let's return the leftist most index to the end. All right. print. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have some index errors maybe with this. Let's see. I knew it. I knew it. I messed something up.
What did I mess up? Takes one positional argument, but 2 were given. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm missing a parentheses. And then I put one on the
And I shouldn't have done that. Yay! There we go. All right. I knew I was going to mess it up somewhere. We're going from the left to the right, and then we're counting, and then we're returning the matches. That's it for our recursive example part 2. So let's move on to our third example, which is the fastest and the best. I saved that for last. So let's get to it. This problem, like I said, is the most efficient solution to this problem, at least that I found. And what we'll do is we'll create an empty string right from the get-go. And this is actually going to double as our catch, because if there isn't a word or any characters in our list, we'll just return our empty string. But at the same time, we're going to utilize that empty string by adding the matching characters to the string, which is pretty cool. I mean, who says strings are immutable, huh? I'm kidding, but you can either add to it or subtract from it. I've seen a couple of solutions use the subtraction method in this way, and I mean, that's fine and dandy if that works. I just wanted to go over the methods that I'm going over with you in this video. There's, I'm sure, hundreds of ways you can solve it, but these were my top 3 that I wanted to use. For this code, I didn't even type out any directions. It's pretty simple. It's only a few lines of code. And at the end of the video, I will show you the results page of each code out of Leetcode so that you can see how it runs. I'll put that on the outro video with a copy of the code, so you can look at it and determine for yourself which one you think is the most efficient. So, okay, let's get coding here. So we're going to create our empty string, which we'll just call it prefix string. I think we call it a prefix. I don't mean to do that. Prefix. For a prefix, I almost did it again. Prefix string, it's going to be empty. And then we're just going to loop through our zip asterisk. So for character in zip asterisk strings, and if our len of set of characters does not at least equal 1, we will break this off. Give me a break, give me up. Remember that Kit Kat commercial? Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add to our string if we have matches. So this is pretty clever. I didn't think this one up, but I really was when I first came across this problem, I thought, and then it dawned on me. I was like, oh, the zip asterisk, because that was part of a free code camp. I think it was the budget app that worked for the bottom strings on that. If you haven't seen that video of mine, where I talk about the budget app, kind of go over all that there. Okay. All right, let's run it. Let's print. Long as common prefix. Boom, it's done. Okay. We're good. We're done. In close, let's look at our results from running our codes in Leetcode. I was a little surprised at how slow the recursion was. I don't know. Maybe you weren't surprised. I don't know. I was. The last method was definitely the most efficient. Takewhile wasn't bad though. What were your thoughts? What was your solution to the problem? I'd love to hear from you. If you had any problems, what you overcame, feel free to comment down below. And that's it. So until next time, happy coding. Bye.